What is the single most impressive human achievement of all time? The discovery of electricity is amazing. Imagine what would happen today if we lost all possible ways of harnessing it. Writing. How much was learned and lost before we figured out how to preserve human thought? Without agriculture, we would never have had time for anything else that's been posted. Making sand think. The history of computing. The experts say the invention of the wheel is the single greatest achievement of mankind. But I think it's the creation of central heating because it makes me comfy. Harnessing fire allowed us to cook food, which made it more nutritious and built our brains to help with all future developments. Kept us warm, lit the area to extend the day, protected us from predators. Agriculture is second. Writing is third. Antibiotics. Maths, because without it nearly everything else we have done would be impossible. Landing a man on the moon. The fact that we survived at all is pretty amazing, pretty dicey at times throughout history. Shrek 2 on DVD. Still spaceflight and setting foot on a celestial body. Singular human feat. Combining mental strength, competence, physical perfection, and immense courage. For me is when Alex Honnold free soloed El Cap in Yosemite. Unbelievable someone was able to do an activity as physically involved as climbing a near vertical cliff face, while perfectly executing every move of the route from memory alone, for 4 hours, and with no harnesses or ropes. Unreal feat. My daughter getting out of bed before noon has to be pretty high up there. The printing press. Prior to this, all books, news, etc. had to be copied by hand and one-offs. A guy the first went to high school with scored 4 touchdowns in a single game. Splitting the atom. Most impressive? Landing a man on the moon and rovers on Mars. Most useful? Writing. Language. Microchips. It means that computing power transistors went from being manufactured to being printed. We can now cram 100 billion transistors in about a square-inch CPU. We simply couldn't do that with a discrete transistor. We are soon going to have 2 nanometer separation between transistors. A string of human DNA is 2.5 nanometers. Andrew Wiles proving Fermat's last theorem. Was it useful? Not really. But you didn't ask for the most useful achievement. You asked for the most impressive. And this was absolutely ridiculously impressive. The depths and complexity of thought one has to go into to do this, or something like it, is unparalleled in any other domain of human endeavor. If this isn't the most impressive, then it is probably some random theorem proved in some niche research area of math we never heard of. The most useful achievement was probably agriculture or something like that. The moon landing has got to be up there literally. Lol. We've put humans into another celestial body. And we did it multiple times. And it was done with the computing power less than what is found in your cell phone. Find new knowledge about black holes in the universe. The moon landing. Our ability to form societies from which civilization arises. Concrete. That guy who worked as a Navy SEAL, completed a medical school, then became an astronaut. Most people spend their lives wishing for one of those things. That man is a marvel. Modern medicine. Anesthesia. Flight. Walking on the moon. WTF. Man on the moon. Landing on the moon. The Internet. The sum total of all human knowledge is now accessible by anyone anywhere on the planet. I think it's the electricity. The invention of electricity was wonderful. Otherwise we would just be archaic people now. Electricity. It's what made the moon landing, technology, and Sunday night football on your TV possible. Fire. I think learning to control the fire is the most important thing humans ever did. If that never happened, we would likely never become this advanced species we are today. I heard once it was the invention of the printing press. For the first time ever, information could be shared to the masses. The invention of the printing press. It facilitated mass education. Moon landing with 1960s technology. The moon landing. The moon landings. That is the ultimate human achievement. And I don't think humanity will be around long enough to top it. Landing on the moon. Landing on the moon. We will live with torches and fires. Walking on the moon and returning safely. Scientific method. I'm amazed by language writing when you think about it. It's so complicated and vast it doesn't even make much sense how it happened. Harnessing fire. Landing something on an asteroid. This is an amazing feat of calculation and planning. Literature. Indoor plumbing. Printing press. 12 people so far have actually walked on the moon. It's hard to top that until and unless we make it to Mars. Or Proxima Centauri. Alex Honnold free soloing El Capitan. Hear me out, it's not just the athletic achievement, but the technology that went into his shoes and the knowledge that other climbers developed over the course of many generations. None of it would have been possible without the agricultural and industrial revolutions. The eradication of polio. General relativity. Entering space and landing on the moon. Moon landing. The moon landing. Easy. The first time someone lit a fart on fire. Moon landing. Eradicating smallpox, which had basically decimated humanity for much of our human history. Getting Apollo 13 home in one piece. Or that guy that jumped out of a plane from 25,000 feet without a parachute and landed in a net. Don't know if it's of all time, but Alex Honnold free soloing El Cap is up there. Ever seen Smokin' Ed eat a Carolina Reaper? Agriculture. That fact that we haven't killed each other off yet. Making and using tools. In 3rd-5th grade, I won the Guess the Penny Jug contest at my school. I'm the only 2-time winner. So I mean, that's something. Penicillin. The information technology revolution. The rapid development of information technology has made it possible to access and exchange information in real time, dramatically changing people's way of life. Discovering and developing speech. Agriculture. In the modern era it is 100 transistors. Farming. The vacuum flask thermos bottle. It keeps my hot drinks hot, and my cold drinks cold. Agriculture. The Revolutionary War victory. Thermos bottles. Keep hot things hot and cold things cold. How the hell does it know? Farming. Flight. I'm gonna say the moon landing. It's sort of a culmination of all the things humanity has done and accomplished. The wheel. The thermos bottle. If you put hot liquids in it, it keeps it hot. If you put cold liquids in it, it keeps it cold. How does it know? Putting a man on the moon. Electricity. In revolutionized society, it opened the doors for all technology. Hot showers. Harnessing the power of electricity. Maybe going to the fucking moon.